is there more to entertainment than 500-channel TV and zillion-dollar movies? Turning the sound up and your mind off? Is there still a place where fun involves thinking, imagining, doing? Some of us think so, and we find it in a game. Magic the Gathering. All you need to play is a brain, a deck, and a friend.
All right, it's Saturday. It's a UFC fight night. Connor's back in the house. I think he's going to be able to pull it off, but it's going to be close. But we're here to talk about Pauper. Thanks for joining me, my two buddies, Little Fighting Shiraz, as always, bright and early. Okay. So I've always liked this style of deck with red damage going around everywhere, but it's super relevant because of Shaman, and it can't hurt this, or this, but it can hurt Affinity, and it can hurt Storm. And one of the only ways Storms gets around our little Krark-Clan Shaman is they gut shot it. And that's why we're running 4 of these. But they serve double duty in that they stop things like Echoing Truth, which is everywhere, Decay, which is everywhere because of Storm, and Cast Down, so that these guys kind of feel like they have protection from black and red. See also the format. We have the ability here to go fetch our lands, and if we see Tron, hopefully we don't, because who wants to stream Tron, right? Talk about a boring mess. We just, if you haven't seen this, you've been living under a rock. These indestructible, which is a word I always misspell, lands, if you cast Cleansing Wildfire on them, they don't go away. You draw a card and you go get a basic. And the only basics we're running is 1 plane, 1 mountain, and 4 islands. We got 2 Ash Barrens to sum it up with the 4 bridges, 3 Rustvale Bridge, 2 Seat of the Synod, and Silverbluff Bridge at the 4 spot. We have 2 Lifestaff. I was finding I needed a little bit of life, and who doesn't need more artifacts when you're trying to chew through everything with your old Krark-Clan Shaman? Anyway. Thanks for the, there's the deck list there. We have 4 Galvanic Blast, kind of ad nauseum in these kind of lists. We got 2 Witching Wells, one of the only lists I will run Witching Well in. We have plenty of land to make that second ability relevant, unlike last week. 4 Preordain. If you're using anything of the Blue Persuasion, it's pretty hard to argue not shoving 4 of these in just about every build. One of my favorite white creatures of all time, Benevolent Bodyguard. Cleansing Wildfire makes the cut. We've got protection from red, and why not? We'll make it 10 even. And why do we do that? Because this is a real killer. We put Steel of the Godhead on any of these, and it can enchant the Guardian. And, well, with these guys, they become 4/4, unblockable, lifelink, and they're protected from the most prominent removal in the format, usually being red. And then 1 Oblivion Ring to just kind of mop up things that might slip by us. COP black and blue make the sideboard cut. We got 2 Obsidian Acolytes for the same logic that the Bodyguard served with Cast Down and things like that. We got 3 Prismatic Strands, kind of a necessary evil. Somebody gets out in front of you a little too fast. You can at least, buy yourself some time. Even good against Storm. Who knew? 3 Dispels, 2 Shenanigans, and just to really shut the lid on Affinity. And then we've got 3 Relics, mostly not leaning on that because we don't really care about our yard. We're not really abusing it much, actually at all, except for the strands and maybe Shenanigans. And so we can trip it at will, and we can also make Krark-Clan Shaman eat it. I've got my adventures in, what was it? Forgotten Realms? That's probably got to be one of the longest names. These are the things I picked. If you follow me on Facebook, I've got the things there. We'll go over it at another time. Because right now, I want to get off into Magic Land. So I call this Krarked. Because why not? I think it'll make people go, huh? And I've been tinkering with this list for quite some time, and it's still a little new. So this is going to be one of those shows where we might change the deck through the show. But I've been having some fun with it and such. So while we're waiting for our opponents, it's a good time to look at the stuff here. Eating falafel at the moment. We'll be a bit quieter. Okay, that's a first. So our mana is perfect. We've got our creatures. We'll keep this. We've got land destruction if we need it, but we usually point that at ourselves. And looks like we won't be needing it against anybody but ourselves. Okay, so I'll lead off with the Razortide Bridge here, because we want our white source of mana to show up early and on time. And hopefully we can just top deck into Steel of the Godhead, right? And it'd be hard to go up. Ultra Volcarine showing up. All right. Thank you for the emotes. Yeah. Alrighty. Looks like we're up against kind of standard fare affinity, I think. Can never tell these days. You know, everybody's bitching and complaining about the metagame, and I know it's got problems, but I've been having some fun with it. Alrighty. Let's put out Mr. Unkillable, at least unless they're packing like Cast Down or something. This is when you really, really, really want to just draw right in a Steel of the Godhead. And you got to play a bit reckless with these shamans. When Affinity explodes, you know, that turn 5 or 6 when they put out 3 4/4s. Hopefully we'll have enough ammo. And you can always sack the Outlander to the Shaman, because it is an artifact. Speaking of which, we'll place this out here now. Yeah, let's do that. I'll just come on in for this and go from there. I will trade penalties one time in front of the propaganda show. Might be good. If you saw the top of the show, Nim Chimpskey, last week, the very first image of the video, at least that went to YouTube, I don't know about the stream, was the little thing you sent, and I mocked it up. And then the aftermath of this COP Red sitting atop it now was a little bit updated with a quick little thank you. All right. Well, we've got answers for that for days. Okay. All right. Well, now then. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Your clothes are black. Man, oh man. I do not want to have to do that. Let me just take 8. Even though I have pro red, I think I'm just going to... Yeah, I'm a little bit stifled here. Not quite sure. Let me do this. I'll try and play nice with the Tog and keep my CLP red for what it's supposed to be. I'll get rid of Enforcer because I like the Salamander's artwork better. We'll cast this and keep our dude back as a surprise, and I'll cycle it for a land there. Okay. Yeah, I did have Skyfisher in this build for a while for scenarios just like this, or being able to repeat the, what do you call, Journey to Nowhere style stuff, but slowly that went out, and one ring stayed, and it just didn't seem... Was that a Kung Pao line slipping through? It sure was. Yeah, it's big in our house. In fact, we just watched some clips last night. Got back from a late... Modern Horizons 2 draft, which I unfortunately faced my son in the finals again and got him for the second week in a row. I felt really bad because this week, my deck, last week I was really proud of my deck. This week it was all right, but my sons, I could tell, would beat me probably 7 out of 10 times. But at least we came home with something. But it sucks because if he would have not faced me and we both would have won, we would have come home with quite the windfall of prizes. And with Modern Horizons 2, that's no small thing. Okay, so it looks like they don't have Tamir Battle Rage, which is good news for me. Throw this through, go get another basic, because we're going to have to pitch a lot of these lands. Here comes some more goods. All right. We'll go grab a mountain. Hi-ya. There it is. Come on, something good. Okay, we can do this. No, let's go like blow this up, or pretend to draw a card. Hopefully it's like a Galvanic Blast at this point. Yeah, I want to use it. And we'll go get I guess we'll get a plane. Cool. Alrighty. Hey, this works out pretty good. Okay, so we'll do this and this. We'll bring this dude out. They got 2 Atogs. We got one of these. And we'll bring this big boy out. Whoop. This will be fun. Now we can go 1, 2, 3. We can't do much else. So next turn we'll be able to pop it. We'll have 3 basics left over, which seems a little thin, but at the expense of rinsing the board, it's all right. And this will probably eat a blast, which is better than going to our head. Gonna put it out there as cannon fodder. All right, cool. They're hellbent. We're gonna take another 4, unfortunately. I'd really like to be able to nab another couple Mer Enforcers. I should have played this last week. Here in the States, it was 4th of July and everything's red, white, and blue. Yeah, Dreamer Stango, that is true. But Bodyguard can give him pro red, and then he survives his own wrath effect. Some neat little interactions with this. I've been digging it. This is cool because we really want him to sack some artifacts. Pretty hot out here in the West, California. If I can just get a Galvanic Blast, I can hold off on the plan here. Let me do this to this. See what we're going to get. Whoop. Oh, there's another one. I don't know about that. Let's say bottom, bottom. I really want to wipe the board here. Whoop. Preordain again. Galina's Knight shows up. All right. Say bottom. I guess we'll say top. Yeah, we'll go like this and say blue here. Loop. They've got 1 card. Let's do here. I'll cast my other dude. How you like me now? I guess we could attack. Sure. I don't know where our Steel of the Godhead is hiding. Not going to matter if Fling shows up. Ooh, using my tech from last week. I think I faced Eagle A3 and they mentioned something about how cool the welding jar was. All right. Well, that kind of throws a skewer in the plans, don't it? Do we let it hit us? I've already used 1 blast. I think we'll let it hit us. Come on over, Governor. I'm not going to go much lower than that, though. Yeah. Boy, Preordain's liking us. They're all clumped up. There we go. Oh, I love this draw. Love it, love it, love it. It'd be fun to make him have to trip that, huh? Well, sorry, top and then top. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's do the thing. I like to, even though I love this art, it's an artifact, and there's more ways to deal with it than this. So if you've got a choice, you usually want to target the knight. So this will get us back to 12. We've got pretty good protection suite here. It's neat to let him see something we touch go around the world, maybe? Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, when Little Fight came out here, talk about going around the world, or at least around the States, he made a point to go in the ocean on the East Coast, fly over here, and then first thing off the plane, ran down to the beach and then put his toe, so he was in 2 oceans in 24 hours. Pretty cool. As did I when I visited him. Alrighty, here we go. Attack. It's particularly effective, minus a fling coming up or anything like that, but against affinity, the traditional builds lean so heavily on red that it's just kind of a no-brainer. A lot of stuff happened this week. I got contacted by a company, yourplaymat.com. Don't go there yet. I don't know if they're good or not, but they're sending me like $100 worth of propaganda for propaganda. I sent them a lot of art and things like that, and it was really cool. And a lot of times people do this. They see the life link, but they don't read that second part that it can't be blocked. And then I got contacted, I think, through Cool Stuff Inc. Who was it? There's a podcast that wants to do an interview on me. And then, yeah, there was another thing about in the local paper here. So I was just like, wow, it was quite the media-friendly weekend. And I was pretty tickled by it. So here we got them kind of under the gun. I can't do too much because of the threat of Krark-Clan Shaman. Can't really point stuff at our head because they've got to get rid of the Shaman to kind of do anything. And had this not been an Atog or anything, we probably would have already won with damage, being that the we got to respect the Atog is what I'm trying to say. Propaganda moving up. Yeah, for at least 2 days, right? And then it'll be crickets for 8 months or something. But Flynn can kill in one go. Oh, I know. That's why I'm not out of the woods here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Since it's my turn, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to say sacrifice this. And then I'm going to sacrifice this. While holding down control, sacrifice this. Then I'm going to sacrifice this. What this is going to do is make him eat at least a few things to keep his Atog and this alive, which is probably going to trip the jar. And then I've got a response. No, I don't, because, let's see. Yeah, that kind of blows. I punted a little bit there. I thought I'd have 3 artifacts, but I've only got 2, so that this still only hits for that. Oh, well. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Yeah, I can at least eat or point at one of the Atogs, I guess. This way Fling can't really get me. Yeah, I could still hit the dude, right? One more goes there. And then I'll just point this at this. Should have thought a wee bit ahead there. I could have hit for 2 more damage. Cool. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah. Battle Rage. Cancel that. Sure. Oh, never mind. I'm dumb. There we go. Thanks for the insight there, Nim Chimpskey. Always sitting here being Mr. Chatterbox, and I sometimes miss the outs. All right, Welding Jar showing up, doing a whole lot of nothing. Hey, Serpent can do some things, but we're still unblockable. So not the way I like Shaman to go down. Not that effective there, but we still have like Godhead abilities here, and you know, I can keep my dude alive now. He's like, what is this guy playing? Kind of like Hate Bears, right? I guess every format's got their own version of that. Woo! There's a really good deck going down, so far at least. It's pretty cool when you're pre-built for it. Now, depending. Alrighty. Well, Shenanigans is definitely going to come in. Whoop. I'm tempted to bring in COP Blue. If that, whatchamacallit gets out of hand, I've seen a lot of those lists running all 4 of them, and that would pretty much shut that off. However, I'm going to get rid of my ring. And maybe 2 Lifestaff. I'll get rid of 1 Lifestaff. It's mostly a homage to burn and such. Bodyguards aren't going to be so hot here. I'll get rid of 2 of these, and I'll bring in 2 Dispel. Just for the Fling abilities there. Maybe I should make that Prismatic Strands. No, I think Dispel's going to serve a better duty there if he's got some trippy off-color way of dealing with some of my knights there. But if that's the case, maybe I just want Bodyguard instead. Let's keep in 3 Bodyguards and go like that. Okay. There we go. Dreamstingo. Did they need to sack the Salamander? Blast only hit for 2. Oh, yeah, but it already had 4 damage on it. Or it took a lot of damage before the regeneration shield hit, so it still went, it still killed it. Yeah, if they did it in the Had they known, they could have probably been able to prevent that. Ooh, we're on the draw. We've got Preordain. I'm going to keep it. That's why we play Preordain, right? Let's play like we're a blue mage, because we kind of are. 1/4, 1/3. What am I trying to say? Let's go find some lands. Hey, cool. I don't need to be good. You know what? Oh, since I've got the Witching Well, I'm going to Preordain and go look for a white source. Well, let's go. Hey, there we go. Better lucky than good. A little too early for this dude, since we've already got a blast. I'll say bottom and top. That's why I like to run 4 of them, though. I know it seems like overkill. I don't believe it is. You see Storm. In the Pauper Classic Tuesday, I took yet another build of my thing to like the top. I don't know. I think it was 4th or 5th place again this week, losing again to, I think it was Impatient Traveler with his Storm deck, and there were times when I'm like, oh, I got him as long as he doesn't go off on turn 2, and went off on turn 2. It's just like, are you kidding me? This is absolutely crazy. I think we'll do Witching Well. Let's try that. We could use some mana, not that much. We could just slow roll this. We don't need that one. We can use that one. Sure. Hey, go like that. Mind tricked them. That's right. Woo! Oh, man. And then before the draft last night, one of the local players, Mike, had a box that's about, I don't know, almost the size of a bathtub. And it was a 4,000 card personal cube that he made over the quarantine. And he went on and on about the storyline of it and stuff. It was, I mean, I was playing Time Warp, which actually plays like a rampant growth in that format sometimes. Just serves to grab another card. But all right, I'm going to lead off with our weaker one, because he might be sitting on Pyroblast, so, or Hydro, whatever the one I'm thinking of. Let's see. We want more, I think white at this stage, yeah. Let's go. They're ready. I can trip that Witching Well pretty soon. One of the artifacts I don't like to sacrifice to Krark. But think about it. You go up against Stompy, Elves, Walls. What do you want? You want a board sweeper, and you got 4 of them and a lot of ways to dig. Witching Well used to be 2 Preordains. I was kind of doing the same thing and a little bit more on theme. So I liked it. Okay, I'll drop that bridge and then hope for the best. Gotta remember, we don't have protection yet. I'll do this. We'll bring out another dude. This time a good one. This is the one we care about. And our artifacts are right, so let's see if we can fight now. And when you have to chump against Affinity, it's nice because they can't Galvanic Blast you in response. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so this is going to be 4/4. Remind later. Boy, I am so irate with technology. Saturday, it's so ridiculous. On my personal Facebook, anyway, I put up a screen grab of what the new Windows update, which is also known as Saturday lately. I can't get over it. And I read up on it, and it's like more here, and I clicked on it, and it's like same thing, more here. And I'm like, I had to click 3 times to read what the updates were about, and then it was one more update. So it was 3 things. It's using like a gig or something. 2 of them are gonna like screw up with my feed, and I can just tell it's something to do with dumbing down cameras. And one of them was just like such backwards speak. I was like, what on earth is this thing even talking about? It just drove me nuts. I'm considering a double block here. Nah, we'll let them go through. So I haven't updated, so my PC keeps prompting me, are you sure? Sure? You want to update? Even though I told you I was going to do it tomorrow? I really hate that needy technology when you're reading an article or something now, and it's like you close out a window, and it's like, you want to close? It's like, that's what that X means. It's like, yes, I want to close it. It's like Rant Man here. That's what I should put up here. Rant Man. Affinity for frustration. I knew I should have brought in COP Blue, damn it. He's probably taken out the Atogs and gone all in with this plan. Very curious. Well, we need some cards. I am going to block that monstrosity. Let me make sure I've got, yeah. kill this. Hopefully we'll draw into something good. Yeah, I want to use the ability. Sorry for the rant there. Or, no, I'm not. I mean, I think y'all feel that way, right? Okay, 2 red, 2 white, 2 blue. I guess we'll grab a mountain. Cool. Man, I need a little blocker here. I need a lot of stuff. I am going to double block this turn. Just going to let those go to the crows. Hey, all right. Maybe I won't. We'll say bottom here, top here. I've got a way to race now. Kinda. I'm going to beat 11. Not really, do I? Well, let's bring this out because we can. It's going to be a close one. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 artifacts, 3 lands, the staff, the well, and the creature. So if I drew a Krark, I could just pitch everything and wipe the board and go in for 4/4 life gain. So there's an option. It's a bit extreme. It's also why we're running quite a few lands. I think I'm just going to... Let me see. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to keep 1 alive. I'm going to block 1. Hate to lose the artifact. Watch, we draw Krark now, but I can I can still cast the other artifact in our hand. Keep the chat rolling here, folks. Oh, I guess he didn't abandon the Atog plan. Well, there goes my double block theory. Damn it. He's got fling. He's got me here. Is the prism showing up? Or is it just happening out? Yep. Looks like we're going to game 3. You're right, Nim Chimpskey. Why did I do that? Probably because I'm talking too much. That's the kind of silly stuff that you never see happen if I was focused. I was just going to say, hey, I'm due a few, right? All right, there goes that. I didn't see too much technology. You know what? I think I'm going to lose my staffs for game 3. Let me mark that down. Ill. Definitely lost that one. Bring in the second Dispel. And you know what? I think I'm going to lose the Guardians. No, they can block the big boys. Maybe I lose 1. Let's bring in that CLP blue. Oblivion Ring might be better. Let's bring in the blue. I don't have to play it. I can sit there and stare at it all day. Pizza. So I'm not too thrilled with the new set of cards, the D&D set. I mean, that being said, I grabbed 70 cards. I mean, 4 of this, 4 of that, equaling 70. Just in the off chance. Brewing late at night, that sort of thing. Yes, unlike last week, we do want to play first. No Preordain to save us here, but our hand sure looks good, and that's why we'll mulligan. Alrighty, we like this. Okay, yeah, we'll keep it. We got to lead off with the bridge here because we've got a plane. So if we top deck into our you-know-who, we can do the you-know-what. We'll keep this. We got enough stuff. We'll throw back the Ash Barrens. Hiya, here we go. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the fights tonight. There's something, 3 weeks ago I thought Dustin Poirier was going to beat Conor McGregor. And then I started seeing the mind games like the first time they met when Conor beat him, because this is a trilogy fight. If you guys don't follow UFC, one guy won, then the other guy won. And there's just something in his face when Conor starts doing what he does, which is being Mr. Blabbermouth, and he doesn't do it as good as he used to. It's kind of like similar to the Rocky movies, right? Where he used to be hungry and now he's got everything. And so that's there's quite a bit of neat little real life story drama going on with it. But I'm curious. There's something I'm reading in his features, his face, visage, whatever you want to call it. It just seems like he's a little under his skin again. So anyway, 70 not being evenly divisible by 4. Yeah, I accidentally grabbed 5 of something too, Dreamer Stango. You try to make math make sense where I'm concerned, you're going to be in for a long haul. All right, I'm liking this because we've got this for the big fatties, which we didn't have last game. And we've got Krark-Clan Shaman. Been there since day one, and I still can't really say it without tripping up. Yeah. Alrighty. We'll save that for salamanders and such. Boop, boop, ba-doo. I guess we'll bring this out. And I guess we just save that. I mean, I don't really want to be tripping it here. I'm going to use it as just a lightning rod for Galvanic Blast. If I can make them use 2 of them with the Bodyguard, that's 8 less damage to our dome. We might be safe. Speaking of UFC, are you familiar with the YouTube channel Vidgeo? No. Oh, interesting. I did not. I'll have to check that out. Let me write that down. Vidgeo. YouTube. Alrighty. How good would that Shenanigans be if these lands weren't indestructible? But they are. Anybody else excited about the fights tonight? Got the neighbor coming over. My wife's out of town. She went north where it's about 110 degrees. Boy, oh boy, I sure wish I could make them pay for being mana screwed, but well, we'll just keep the party going here and attacking with... Well, both our decks are just really fighting us. I'm getting like all my lands, and at least I've got options, but... She did little fight. I had plans both here and the UFC fight. We had already told the neighbors, you know, we're going to have everybody over and stuff, and so she... my wife gets a little bit of wanderlust. I'm kind of a hermit. She just, especially during the summer, she just... nothing wrong with it. It's just we're just different that way, and so I go with her about 1 and 2, 3 times sometimes. But when it's hot out, right, little fight, you don't have to. I guess reason too far where I chose to go, and then also, you know, Aaron, you know, his whole week's centered around Friday nights. He's going to summer school for Spanish, so try not to make him all crestfallen about missing that. So. With the ability to wipe the board and keep the shaman on the board, we're feeling good. Ooh, $5,000 on Connor. Who did that? I doubt that, Shiraz. You're always talking about your money woes. Or is that why you have money woes? Could be. Yeah, Dust to Dust I have considered. I like the consistency of Shenanigans. I'm going to go after that just because... I'll keep them off lands here. Let's see what's up. We'll play out our land. Oh, all right, cool. Oops, that's a W. Okay, so we won that one. 1-0. The pressure's off, even if we fail out now, right? Okay, check this out. All right, so Spare Dagger. This is our D&D set review, kind of. I mean, it's not really. I just think the ability to sacrifice at instant speed to do 1 damage is pretty cool. I'll probably never play this, but I just wanted one. I liked this for obviously Wide Infect. I don't think I'll ever use it, but again, it's just one of those things. Whenever you had the word choose, I kind of like to have those cards. Now this, I didn't like it first, and then I realized it's an artifact creature. And I always need different creature types. Evasion's always good, and it scries. And so if, I don't know, I just think it's pretty cool. Now, I don't know what happened with the set with flavor text. It just went out the window. This one's not too bad, but for the majority of the ones I've been reading, I'm like, oh, God, that just hurts the teeth. All right, Feign Death, yet another one of these dies comes back. I think there's 16 of them now. I don't know. My man Propaganda, Mr. Ash81 says, is there any good or soft cards for Pauper, the new expansion? Oh, well, I guess we're going to look into it right now. So if I spot any black or mention any black and white ones, we'll see. Boots of Speed, interesting. Just being that you can set it, forget it, and then for 1 mana, you can just keep granting haste, which is usually a wimpy creature that could do that in the past. Or you have to go kind of in on like a cartouche or something like that. Or what is that? Hammerhind, the enchantment that makes something not block and gives haste. But Goblin Javelinier, always like a good goblin. Hate only gets you so far. A pointy stick can close the rest of the distance. That isn't so bad. You know, maybe it's the commons that don't have the bad flavored text, but man, some of the rares and stuff I've been reading. Now this card I really like, Mimic. One thing, if you read Terry Pratchett, there's a thing called the luggage. And the luggage is what it sounds like. It's the luggage. And it's, I think, carried first in the very first book by a character named Two Flower, who's the world's first tourist. I highly recommend anyone, Shirazman will back me up on this, start reading anything to do with Terry Pratchett and his Discworld novels. It is a hoot. I never thought reading would truly make me just laugh out loud. But anyway, the luggage follows him and it's his protector, and it's got pretty much, it's like an infinity box. It can do anything. And it looks kind of like that when it attacks people, except without the legs underneath. So I kind of liked it. But look at this thing. It adds 1 mana and it becomes a 3/3 shapeshifter artifact. That's pretty awesome, especially versus like sorcery-based removal decks. Maybe you're going up against, you know, mono black and, well, I know cast down's always a thing, but hey, I think it's pretty cool. Now there's like 12 of these now between Jinxed Idol and then that Icker something or other. So yeah. Oh, Mimics. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. It's the D&D angle too, right? Okay, then I've got this Dawnbringer Cleric. This is a lot of card. Again, probably not going to play it, but it can do some pretty cool stuff. The Polymorph, I think blue's getting enough of these things now where you might be able to make like a Kobold deck with blue and just like, I mean, there's the one that makes things illusion flying, 2 of them, and this one becomes a 4/4 and flying, and you know, you get a few cantrips in there, and I don't know, keep watch when you can just attack with a bunch of zeros and then play, what's that one? Something Discovery where you tap 4. I don't know. Might be able to make a Kobold deck with all these blue instants and stuff. Just throwing it out there. Deadly Dispute showing up. I think it's one of the better black cards in the set because it does what a lot of other black cards have done, but then you also get a treasure token. That's what I'm trying to say. Thieves' Tools, interesting. I just thought this was a cool little design. I'll probably never play it. Yeah. All right. Bull Strength. Kind of like this combat trick. Speaking of combat tricks, last night in the draft, I drafted an all-green deck, and the one that won it was an all-black deck. But anyway, I had so many combat tricks in it, and it was so fun. I thought I was going to just screw up big time, and actually ended up placing me in the money. All right, Compelled Duel shows up, and I really like this for any sort of creatures that whenever they do damage, I look at like, I don't know, Shannon of Life's Roar, and there's quite a few of them that, not just Death Touch, I mean, that could work, but like a green-sided Wrath of God, Wrath effect, and being that it's a sorcery speed, kind of a little bit of a hindrance, but what are you going to do? I think it's still a good card. And the artwork's pretty cool, too. All right, not last one. This is pretty cool. We get like an Augur of Bolas in green, meaning like this a power toughness for 2 mana. It's a Lizard Druid, and you can just put a land. Doesn't say basic, a land. I think this is going to see some play. It's going to take a few months, and then all of a sudden you're going to see some kind of weird decks showing up. This one's got me a bit curious. I've seen some Soul Sisters lists out there. I don't know. I like it. And it's in the right color to protect it with Bodyguard and such, so you could get there with that. And you know I think you're going to see this make a little bit of a splash, but unless you go really heavy on the protection route with cards like this, you I don't know. Seems like a lot of investment to just get it zapped, but who knows? Vampire Spawn. I just like this card. Looks like a true vampire, and there's a battlefield. It's a 2/2 swing, and you get a 2/3 body. So against mono black control, you had 3 toughness is kind of relevant. Mana Core. Who doesn't like just a Mana Core? That's the only reason I got it. And I will grab any Pauper card with flash. That's just a rule of mine. Unexpected Windfall. Interesting. Instant. You get 2 treasure tokens. It's a bit pricey, but maybe in a blue-red Drago deck, it can do some damage. And I just like this guy. I know it seems kind of out of the blue. 6 mana, for Mr. 1 mana or last week's 0 mana curve, right? I just think there might be something here with Ephemerate. This thing, keeps coming down. You keep rolling dice. I know there's some cards that make you re-roll stuff, and then you put this in with Cracked Earth and stuff like that. I think there might be some kind of scary stuff. It's already in the land destruction color, or removal color. So anyway, Mardu Reanimator. Alrighty. So make sure, yeah. Anyway, so there we go. Yeah. Okay. I should have queued up a game while I was talking about that, but what you gonna do? Okay, here we go. Thanks for joining me here, everybody. Always Saturday, always 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Always here to do the pauper thing when I like to play first. Yes, I gotta retrain myself. I played that other deck for like 10 days straight. Well, we will keep this. All we need is one of our hate bearers. Speaking of which, that's why we're going to lead off with the bridge, because that's a white source and we've already got a natural island. So that's why I'm doing that. Come on. We got one of these opponents that's going to take 3 minutes to decide if he wants to keep or not. Been running into that a lot lately. I should take a page from their book and take a little bit more time for the most part, but no. If I was a Magic card, I think I would definitely have haste. Is this another affinity list? And I built a Dimir list of the list that I played. It was pretty cool. Since we've got Steel the God, yeah, I'll slow roll this. I'll rock like this. I'll try to play true Magic. We can just put it on the Godhead, but that only gives us lifelink, being that they're affinity. Another affinity list. Maybe we'll actually see the metagame today. I think, too, last week I was getting a lot of rage quits because they would see a artifact land and they just assume, like, oh, it's affinity. And it's like, not so much anymore. You gotta be a bit careful with that. All right, let's blow some stuff up. No, you know what? I'm going to preordain first. We might walk right into our dudes. Don't care. Yeah, I like this. We'll say top. And then we'll go this in red. Go real slowly. Blow up our own land, which doesn't because it's indestructible. We need probably white. Yeah, let's get white. And we draw a Shaman. Hey-yo! Atlantis TV in the house. So we are playing a Krarked list for Krark-Clan Shaman's main and a whole lot of protection from red. Okay, this is about the turn when they usually explode. If not this turn, next turn. Okay, that might be worth an artifact. Zap. Well, I can't even destroy their stuff, so that kind of takes that out of the equation. I'll preordain first. Bottom. I already got these. Come on, deck, show up. Preordain. Yeah, there it is. We always like these. We'll say top and then top. And then I'll play it. I think I want to zap that dude. Nah, I'll save it. I'll go this to blue, this to here. He's like, what on earth is this? My Galvanic Blast do nothing. And Disciple's going to be doing some damage. Man, I want to kill that dude. We got life gain. I'll try to play Disciplined here. 2, 3, 4. We got to remember, even our artifacts affect it. So, okay, is this where he belches out everything? Or no? I guess no. Okay. Try to make him overinvest here. We'll zap it. Sure. He'll go to 19. Boink. And here we go. We'll use our weak mana here. Put this on here. Now we can make it a 6/6 if we throw the other one on there, but might be a bit reckless. We'll go like this. And I'll bring out that Shaman. We've got another one for backup, so I do believe the blue-red one is a little bit scarier than the Boros version. So I'll go like this. Yeah. And here I'm just looking to trade with the Disciple. If he wants to attack into the Mr. Shaman, that's why we're running 4. We've got plenty of stuff. And that'll prevent him from kind of belching. But if he would have done it, he would have done it last turn. I get interested in Pauper every couple of months and binge your channel for a few days until I realize no one here plays in paper. Oh, I just played yesterday, Madison 1. I don't know a lot about Pauper, but I'm curious Tortured Existence and Battered Cow could do something funny. Oh, yeah, it's a nasty combo. We've been beat by it, I think, 2 or 3 months ago on this show. And but online, it's kind of tough to pull off because of the clock. But if you find some casual place and you can set your clock to like 50, it's a super hard deck to beat. Yeah, I don't like this. Well, I've got this dude as backup here. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I guess we let this through. I'm going to do this. I want to kill that now. There we go. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thoughts. I've got the Guardian to stop that all day long. I could just gain 6 here, go sideways, but man, that really likes me, doesn't it? Let's just bring out this dude here before attacks, just so we know if we're going to live or not. Yeah, my son's that way, Madison 1. He just loves playing in paper. Very rarely. He doesn't really like Arena much anymore either. He does it just to kind of get the feel of the new set and do that. But yeah, he's kind of old school that way. You'd think the old guy would be like against it, but not I. This is why they traditionally go for red, because they want to grab Galvanic for the answer, but it ain't going to be much of an answer because all my stuff's protected from red. Except Mr. Shaman, but that's what our bodyguard's for. So we go to 22. Yeah, I agree about the intimacy with paper there, Little Fight, but not neat. There's just too many shuffling effects. That's my beef with paper Magic. Seems like the last 15 years, every other card says shuffle your deck, and it's like, online that's no problem. It's just a invisible nanosecond that you don't even notice. But yeah, it is pretty fun to sit across from somebody and share a coffee or a beer or something like that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We keep building things up. We've got 3 artifacts if we sack our own creature, but I don't want to do that for obvious reasons. Come on over, Mr. Rotog. I'll set you up for a flog. Voila. All right, so keep in mind, this is an artifact. So we do have Metalcraft. So let us go like this. We'll kill this guy because I like the artwork on the Salamander. He'll pump up a Tog if they're focused. I'll gain 6 life. Okay. Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. Steal of the Godhead. Guardian's enough. I'd rather gain 6 and have a blocker for the Atog. I still respect it. So we go up to about 28 life and put him on a 2-turn clock this way. Yeah, I agree with what Nim Chimpskey says there. It is incredible for brewing. And that's one of the main things I'm really addicted to Magic Online is exactly what Nim Chimpskey said. You get 4 of something, you're done. You don't have to print up something or put a placeholder saying, oh, this deck has 4 of these, and you got 4 Quirion Rangers. You can build 2,000 green decks that have 4 Quirion Rangers in them. Any tips on how you get started on MTGO? I know 0 about it. Ultra Volcarine, really? You're being such a mainstay. Well, you buy an account, which is like $10, and literally me and a few other people, I think that's all we've ever done. I bought something for my kid. I bought their accounts. And you take those, and then you trade whatever. You can open the packs. You can sell them to robots. And then for just a little bit more, you can just buy your favorite deck for like $20-$30 and be pretty competitive with it. And then if you are able to place in events, then you sell that product, and then you buy as new sets come along. You just slowly build your collection up. I've got Legacy, Modern, everything, and it's all from just Pauper winnings. So yeah, it's a pretty good investment. Immediately get cards, and it's good times. All right, well, we're going to block here. I'll yield to this turn, and I don't think they can go Nova. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. All right, cool. Another W against a good deck like Affinity. But you see what this does, had I had more artifacts and even another deck, you know, you can just Wrath and your stuff stays alive and you're good to go. All right, cool. We'll go to game 3. Affinity's running scared, I tell ya. Yeah. As we do this, for the newcomers to the show, I will show you the list that we are running today, which what would the word be? Memoriously? No, I don't know. Call Krarked, because we're running all 4 of these. We always want to see them, because all of our stuff has protection from red, or potential protection from red, or can grant it, even to this dude. And he protects himself against his own wrath, which is kind of fun when that happens. You pop this, say, protection from red, hold down control, wipe the board, and you still have a board wipe later. For the rare things that we do miss, we've gotten the Oblivion Ring. But why do we do these? They're naturally protected. And man, you put the Steel of the Godhead, as we just saw, it was a 6/6 unblockable, gains life. Pretty hard to tear that down. Krarked the clan. Okay, we'll keep this Cuz of Witching Well, even though we've got a pretty white heavy hand. Keep in mind, Steel of the Godhead can be a monocolor deck, meaning you can play it in just a white or just a blue. I wish they would come out with more cards like that. Yeah, we'll keep it. We're on the draw. And opponents are showing up a lot faster today, so I'm happy about that. We love to see mountains, don't we? Normally you're like, oh man, my creature. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this. It's surprisingly resilient against a lot of decks. Follow my logic here. We've got the Knight. We've got the Steel of the Godhead. Since we have 4 islands, and it's the majority, I'm going to actually lead off with Bridge here. Little too much information, but hey, that's what you come here for, I hope. Leather armor, artifact, ward. I don't like ward. It's just, there's no surprise value. I wish ward was like morph, like it was, they worked it in somehow where you could do it as a surprise, but it just says right on there, like, you know, hey, you better pay this. It's like, all right, alrighty, let's do this. And I'm just gonna scry here. If this is burn, I don't want, hey, Paladin 19 in the house. All right. But Madison 1 or Ultra Volcarine, feel free to send me an email at paupergan@gmail.com, or anyone for that matter. And maybe I'll come up with like a quick little how-to guide, how to get kind of started. Because I'm telling you, for like, honestly, for about $50, you can get an account and you can buy like a lot of the main things that could get you started on a pretty good deck, not decks. They can turn into that, but we're going up against red and everything looks good here. So I'm going to say top on these. Yep, top and top. There we go. I don't know why I slipped in a Boston accent. If you ever see Amazon Prime, they have a show called Wayne. It's one of my favorite things that came out last year. I just laughed so hard at that show. But they have a super heavy, we're going to get a submission here, guys. Super heavy Boston accent cast. It just cracks me up. My wife, being Korean, she's got one of the best Boston accents. It's surprising. I don't know what this is. We're going to assume it's burn because of a basic. All right, let's go. All right, man, another quitter. God dang it. I didn't even see what we were on. Probably just assumed it was a dumb affinity, which it is not. Here we go. Hiya. So yeah, let me keep going over the list here as we wait for another victim. Here we are. All right, let's bring this back up. So yeah, still the Godhead's just insane. And in a pinch, you could put it on this. It doesn't grant it unblockability, but it kind of naturally has it unless you're going up against brown men, meaning artifacts and such. They used to be brown. Now they're kind of silver men, right? The Lifestaff's just, what do you call a homage to a burn, because they can get there pretty damn fast. Even though it's kind of funny. You think, yeah, we want to play first. We got all this red hate, but burn can get there. We'll keep this. Got a Preordain I'm going to do right away. Going to find our white source, and then we'll be good. Daskar, hello, back at ya. Good to see you here. I think that's the first. Okay, here we are. Let's lead off with a Preordain and keep the mystery afoot. Well, we like this because we can do all kinds of things. Let's say top. I want to draw both of these. So we'll play that I guess we'll play the bridge, and then we'll, you know, throw our witching well out there. And uh-oh. Maybe we'll see the new unicorn. This game might take a while. We don't have to really worry about much, but we've got the answer. We sure do in our, you know what? What am I trying to say? Krark-Clan Shaman. Ah. Drives me nuts, that damn word. All right. Here, we don't need lands anymore. Bottom. We always like to see Preordain. If every spell was like Preordain, the game would be broken, actually. It's good to have bad spells. I think Mark Rosewater has written ad nauseum about that. I came around to it. Sometimes you open up a pack and you're like, why on earth? And it's like, yeah, I can see why now. Got a Soul Sisters deck. We'll see how big that unicorn can get. Nice to not see another affinity list. We've beaten it twice already. Not sure what that last one was. I'll just say burn, I guess. Alrighty, we've got the thing. I'm gonna... Let me do this. We'll do this to this. We'll throw Wildfire here, and then we'll, yeah, we'll go get a plane. Mana's right now, and we've got the answer, so let's start getting abusive. We'll throw this out. Hey, hello combo. We'll say top top. Even though it's not that relevant against a white deck, it does grant unblockability, right? And we've got the Bodyguard. So I'm going to rat the board, drop the Bodyguard so I can stay out of at least one Journey to Nowhere. And then after that, we're just going to have to roll the dice. Dreamer's Tango with bad spells. Nice to have because sometimes opponents put them in their deck. Sometimes I put them in a deck thinking I'm on to the next big thing. And then, no. Yes, this is, if you're from the States here, this is a very patriotic build as we look at red, white, and blue. But it doesn't seem to line up in that order ever. It's always blue, red, white. I wonder what program does that. I guess it's the order of when you drop them, right? Hey, cool. How far do we let this train go, right? Maybe a little bit further. All right. Those birdies aren't going to die to the shaman. Now, here's something I did try to work out. Whiteout. If you could bring that up in the chat there, Shiraz or Little Fighter. Nim. You can return a snowland or whatever, and all creatures lose flying. Yeah, and I was thinking that would be kind of the... I was trying to make it work with the shaman so that I could just... It could be a true wrath, you know, because right now Squadron Hawk's the only thing that's going to live. But it was a little bit too clunky to pull that off. All right. Let's drop this. Let's stop this attack from happening. And watch, it just gets journeyed right away. We do need one more white, don't we? And we'll do that. It'd be funny if we end up losing to this. Too early for that. We do this, we might as well equip it now. Not using our mana for anything else. Whoop. There we go. Let's keep that Steel of the Godhead in the race. Now see, we can use the white for the Bodyguard if we don't draw another white source, which we won't. We've only got one plane, and the rest of the stuff comes into play tapped, so we need to keep that in mind. But yeah, I've been always, in my mind, I thought there were like 10 cards that, or creatures that made everything lose flying, and it's like, no, it's always one by one. Oh, well, it's an equip cost. It's not a enchantment, so I'm not feeling too bad about this. Good news, if they have one mana available, they might be casting another 1-drop that we can get rid of promptly, but I'm getting a little scared of our life total here. Have no fear. Krark-Clan Shaman is here. Ooh. Oh, are they playing the Harsh Sustenance version of this? That's what I would do. It's the only way to beat Tron with that kind of a setup. Yeah. Smack for 4. I can only do that 4 more times. Make that 3. Oh man, I was hoping there'd be another creature. Let me do this. This will be fun. Now, do I play Krark-Clan Shaman on itself? This is when I can do the bodyguard trick. Make him use a pro spell, maybe? I don't know. What do you think? Actually, I'm probably going to zap the bodyguard here. So let's do that. I'll do from here. Put that on here. I think I just wait for him to trip that up, right? Yeah. We'll go like that, I tell you. We'll give him pro red and then have him around for another round as we throw our Silverbluff Bridge into the fire. Before we do, let's use that Galvanic Blast. Unfortunately, on what, a hawk? That feels a little reckless. We know 3 of the cards in his hand are that, or do we? He only got 2, so he might have been sitting on the other one. That always sucks when you have an opening draw, that kind of style with those sorts of things. Okay, the unicorn is showing up. Bonk. And let's do this in response. Now we've got a very clear target. Zoop. That's the new card. Gain in life. Maybe he's got a way to get rid of it, but in response we can sack the bridge here. All right. What do we got here? That's showing up. Cross one of those off. Pretty sure that we know the two of the cards in his hand are still Squadron Hawks, but we'll see. Just glad this is a little outside of the metagame norm. I already said yield to that. I don't know why it's doing that. Very curious. 32 life, man. We better start drawing some parts of our combo here. Dang. What's coming at us? Oh, all right. Well. Let me do this. I'll sack this to this. Say okay to the Lifestaff, get some life. Say okay here. We'll say red. And then holding down the control, we'll go like this. And we will, hello. Sacrifice this and this. Yay! Tell me you saw that this week. Still got the red, white, blue. It's a little close, but I'll be all right. Hey, right on cue. Whoop! Let's go get some more artifacts, and let's make this look a little neater. All right, Ash Barrens. We don't want you, but we do want a artifact land. That's the noise these make when you play them. They go. And I think we're gonna lean on that. Probably trip that well. And what the hell? Here we go. I can keep life-gaining creatures at bay. Yeah, ba-boom, says Mtmentat. Good to see you, my friend. All right. Asa flowers. I wonder if they own a flower business. But yeah, right now, that Shaman is very well positioned to take out Affinity in a pinch. Any creature-based stuff, even up to Anglers, if you get to that mid-game. Pull yourself together here. And it can even live through its own activation with the help of Bodyguard, as we just saw. But that 32 life, whew, I got to get my dude online and hope that another journey is not in our future. But it very well could be. I think I might just run at him and trade with a Squadron Hawk, get the 3 damage off the staff, and live to see another day. Okay, well, I'm going to, I like my lands. I'm going to sacrifice the Lifestaff. Nah, I guess I got to do this. I'll do this, and he's got to eat his own hawk. And we gain 3 life. Bit of a tempo play. I hate going down on lands like that, but whatever. That's what they're there for. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Let's see. We know, we don't know for sure. Maybe they're only playing 3 Squadron Hawks, but I'm almost positive there's 2 in his hand. He did only find 2, which suggests that he started with 2, giving us the crucial pieces to the puzzle. Now is he playing Skyfisher? That would really suck. Let's see. Is it the other Hawk? Oh. Hold the phone. Oh, it is. Okay, we'll kill that. Do that. Make our board nice and clean. We're not out of the woods yet. Our man is hurting. We have had to sacrifice 1, 2, 3 lands, which would have helped trip the well. Well, we could stay alive with this sequence, but it's not that great. Boop. I can always sacrifice it. Maybe he'll make another journey misplay, right? Yeah, I guess you could do that if you had a lot of mana and a lot of time on your hand. But if I was to build tokens, I would build it very similar to what our opponent's doing here. Maybe minus the unicorn. I know it's got the new card smell. It's pretty hard to protect. Depends on how you build it. You need a lot of bodyguards and benevolent blessing and stuff. But I would play, you know, my favorite, Omen of the Dead, Skyfisher, and then the only other reason to run black is that Harsh Sustenance. Nice little 1/2 attack, a lot of longevity, and a lot of clock. Whoever had the Tortured Existence question earlier, this one runs a little bit similar. You've got to be very quick on the keys if you're going to play this competitively, because white tokens, white life, whatever you want to call it, you blink and you got 10 minutes left, and you got 200 life and you've won, and you almost mathematically can't do it again. Captain Vlad Tepes, hey, I'm a bit late to the party. All right. Well, we're glad to have you, my friend. Yeah, that's true. Dream Mustango. I think I might just attack here. Oh, I could come over with lifelink. That'd be a bit reckless, huh? All right, well, we have this. I think I want to just trip the well. I'm not too worried about 2 flyers. We've seen 2 enchantments already. I'm just going to attack here. He wants to trade a flyer for 3 life and get me kind of back on the board here. I'm cool with that. All right, I've established that isn't worth the trade. Let's do this. Cool. Well, we've got our Steel of the Godhead in droves. Well said, Dreamer Stingo. Don't tell anyone what you wish. I forgot that little wives' tale about that. I always say wishing well because of just life and redundancy, but it is witching well. Oh, we got all kinds of new cards smell. This dude showing up. You gain a life and you draw a card. That's a pretty cool little dude. It's nice white's getting a bit of card draw, especially, you know, hey, there's a good Skyfisher target, right? Tempted to blow up that Orzhov Basilica, but well, I guess I have to. I don't want to blow up my own lands. We don't have an artifact land now. We can only go get another island. But that will turn on Godhead. But I don't really want to do that. Of course. Let's see. I would gain 6 life if I do that. Oh, boy. Flyers are going to kill us if we don't watch out here. We've turned off the life engine, but that's not going to stop any sort of rally effect here. Let's talk about whiteout. That's what I need right now. It's that and some snow-covered lands. Expense the Skyfisher target. Yeah, no, that priest is pretty sweet. Alrighty. Well, I might do the steal, even though it seems so ridiculous, but I'm getting so low on life. I've got to kind of do it, and then 2 birds for that and 6 life. It's a pretty good deal. I think I've got that option now. Ooh, are we going to even survive? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. I have to do that, right? So first things first, let's pull this off, and we'll go get the only thing we can, because we only have 1 of each, the plains and the mountains. So we'll blow up this, draw a card. It'll give us another blocker in the night. In the night. But I think we're just gonna eat, you know what, when bring out the night. Just totally useless here. You know, I'll hope for the best. Alright. Let's trade Priest. Maybe he'll throw another journey out there and I can at least grab it. Uh-oh. Boy, if this could be a lot of things. And all of them hurt. Every deck's got a little bit of a Achilles heel, and that's probably this one's. Oh, they're going old. I mean, I don't like this as a choice, but it's enough to kill us. Yeah, 2-4. I can. That's 3. Yeah, we're dead. One turn away. What you gonna do? I'll block here. I'll sack here, just because. Gain 3 life. It's not going to be enough. We'll say white. It's so funny. It's like, this white creature gave you protection from white. It's like, wait a minute. Got a time capsule? How's that work? One of the first losses is against White Weenie. Who knew? You know what, though? If you packed a lot of hate as far as like ashes to ashes and stuff, that might be kind of relevant. But it's really hard for White Weenie to get around Storm. You know, Holy Light, if you bring that up, Shiraz, Littlefight, Nim. Interesting, but yeah. All right. So this is pretty obvious. This is what Prismatic Strands is for. Oblivion Ring. We'll lose that. We'll lose one of these dudes. I like our life package there. I like these for the journeys. I'm telling you, Bodyguards needs to see more play. Not enough love. You know what? Guardians are awfully good in this matchup because they get around journey. So the plan here is going to be Guardian with that, and then I've just got an unblockable dude. Yeah, I think we'll just leave it like this. And keep in mind too, these are really fun if you ever run up against illusion-based decks that have like Phantasmal Bearer, that new 6/6 Trample Dreadmaw thing. You just say, hey, it's protection from black. Oops, it's dead. It's pretty cool. All right. I believe I like this. Yeah. Alexander Weber, a well-known Brazilian player and YouTuber, was playing a similar same deck as opponent this week. It was on YouTube channel. Yeah, I saw something to that effect on just a picture on Facebook saying something about it. Sometimes I get a little, I kind of roll my eyes when and that's, you know, you have to do it. You got it. It's new cards. People want to see them and stuff, but I just wasn't too impressed with much, and I'm not going to try to sell you guys a bill of goods. I'm going to try to sell you stuff that wins with the rogue angle, but yeah, I want to play first. Let's go. Really like this hand. We'll keep this. Now, the Cleansing Wildfire poses an interesting question. I kind of want to do it on myself, even though the Basilica might be relevant. We'll say, okay, I'll lead off with this. Like that. Now, I've considered 2, running, you know, my favorite, Faithless Looting, but if I did, I would probably lose Witching Well for it and only run 2. Do want to see those lands, and we don't have much of a graveyard presence, so that's why I went with the Well. Yeah. In the right deck, I really like that Witching Well, but it doesn't make a lot of my cuts because I have such a low curve usually, and 4 mana is a dream that other people have, not me. I usually like to almost have the board in control by then, but yeah, that's pretty true, Dreamer Stingo. And you know, the last 3 or 4 sets, if memory serves, have been pretty damn awesome. Everybody's done that, haven't they? It's funny when it happens, though. There should be a little sound effect like that. Poor guy. Are they going to quit? I would for time here. If you haven't done that, you're lying. At least online. It's a lot harder to pull off in real life, but IRL, isn't that what the kids say? All right, let's really get ahead on our lands here. Even though we saw the thing, we'll just go make our mana perfect. Actually, it is perfect already. Dude, let me grab a white. I'll do that. And we do that. Oh, thanks a lot. We try to go get land to lower the probability, and we just keep drawing more. I don't know what that anti-artifact tech in the graveyard is. Most of our stuff is unkillable, but they want to slow things down. That's fine. Let's do this. We'll preordain as usual. I'll say bottom. I'll say top. We will cycle this for a island. I'll cycle this for a mountain. And then we will play this. And we're good to go. Now we just need a creature. Hopefully a guardian. We'll be alright. You know, when you're looking at this list, and like that Oblivion Ring, always you kind of want to just get rid of it sometimes, but that's it's nice to be able to have that. I've thought of playing like one Pilgrim, Auramancer in this for when if my enchantment gets killed, or maybe a Pilgrim to go find it. It gets a little clunky when you do that. It's best to just go a draw. Speaking of draw, here comes some. Whoop whoop. We'll do this. I'd really like to trip this. Well, maybe not. We'll say bottom on that. We'll say top on this. I guess we're going to see if they have a... Oops, what am I doing? Oh, that's right. That just scries. That's right. Okay, well... Sure. I'll bring this out. I'll trip that at the EOT, as the kids like to say. And go from there. Don't want my life getting too low on this scenario. Okay. Clicking on these. We still got to win twice. 15 minutes left. We're not doing too much better on time, are we? Here we go. Maybe this will help. Yield through... No. Stack abilities. Sure. We'll yield through this. No, we won't turn off auto yields. Okay. It's like we want to trip that well, damn it. I might as well just do it now. Boop. If you could bring up the deck list there for TY Gold Media. There we go. Thank you, Nim Chimpskey. That's what we're playing, my friend. Let's click on that. It'll lead you right there. Download it. Do what you like. It's kind of my metagame strike. There's our answer. There's no prismatic in the yard for them. And we've got plenty of answers with that. So let me go from here. I'm going to play this as bait. I'm not going to do it because we've seen so many, what do you call, Journey to Nowheres? So many, 2. A bit of a misplay there. I could have saved myself 2 life. Oh well. Should have dropped Shaman first. I'm so eager to show off. Look, it's protected from red. Then I make a jackass move like that. But hey, I am sitting inside of a jackass card, so I gotta stay relevant, right? Woo! Here we go. And I guess I'll just gain life here. No reason not to, really. Because we're losing a bunch. Could have sure made that work a lot better. Alright. I'll play the staff. We'll get 3 of our life back. No thanks to me. We should be at about 16, not 13. Hiya. And I guess we just wait. Why not? Well, no, they could have prismatic strands. That's why. Yeah. So I'm going to do this now. I'm going to hold down control just in case they've got some tricks. Alright. Gain 3 life. And we're probably going to eat a journey here. If not, we might be in the clear. Throw that Godhead on there and start chomping away. Not too bad off. Just got Idiot Classic Green Day album. Okay, Green Day album. Oh, that's right. What was... Yeah, I listened to some Green Day in my day. I remember the first .com I worked for, where I was editing everything to all their that one big hit album Green Day had. They looked old when they came out. I'm just kind of like an old man pretending to be a young kid rocker. That's a whole lot of card. Pretty cool. The Priest. Dwarf Cleric. Hiya, there we go. Now I don't have to waste stuff. So now, You know what? I'm willing to do that. Let me, it's more likely to trade if I do the other thing. So let me equip this. I'll attack for 3. Hopefully he blocks. This is one of the matchups I don't want the volume to build up, and I think he's more likely to block if I don't drop the Guardian here. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we just hit for 3 then. Boink. Yes, I could have enchanted that, but we've seen Journeys, and I want it to be safe, and the Guardian will be safe. A little bit slower to get there, but they're not hitting us all that hard yet. We can still go grab another Krark-Clan Shaman. I'm sure there's probably a way to just make this to where you can go grab an Omen of the Dead and keep bringing back the Shaman, sacrificing things to it. But at some point in design, you get a little too clunky, but Cleansing Wildfire goes a long way, as does Ash Barrens. But, I mean, let's think about, this is the 4th game, match, whatever, and we've never hiccuped on mana yet. 3-color deck, it's just kind of the new era of Pauper. It just does that now. Thank goodness for Strands. I don't know if we're going to be able to race at this scenario. I will attack with the Knight because we've got protection from white and our Prismatic Strands there. Little arena. Let's see what we can go grab. Whoop. Preordain me this. If you saw the top of the show, we've got all kinds of neat little things with Preordain, don't we? I got double bodyguard. That's kind of cool. I'll save one of these on top. Yeah, I'll do one of these. There's no reason to really keep a mana open. Well, I guess there is. I could put that on that after I attack. So let me do this. I'll do dun 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 dun, and we'll put this on here. It's a lot more sexy to put it on the Galina's Knight, but I've been over that ad nauseum. We would get one more life out of the equation. Oh, we'll be all right. We'll do this. And then I'll play the island. We go up in life. We'll put it on this. In case Journey shows up, we'll be able to save our knight, gain 3 life, and have him eat a bird. We can survive a Anthem effect here. I thought there was a Formula 1 race today, but it's one of the only weeks they're not doing it in the summertime. It seems like I've been getting spoiled. They're stopping, been crushing it. Ugh, there's the clock. Speaking of clock, we've only got 20 seconds on our opponent. That's ridiculous. Ba-ba-ba. Come on. Come on. I wish they'd get better bird tokens. Or let you pick, I think we talked about this last week, the token choice. There's a really cool Clue artwork now, and it shows the ring of like a skeleton hand, and I love that art. And I hate that it doesn't let you you got to play that new crab token generator to get it. Otherwise, no. Kind of cash override. Yep. Also known as the Untouchables. Bodyguard helps it get there. A little bit of a weak spot in our flying department. And if you haven't caught it earlier, we're able to use Bodyguard on the Krark-Clan Shaman and just sack and wrath the board, and none of our stuff dies, including the Shaman. It's a pretty fun little trick. All right. I'll do it all day long. Come on over, priest. I don't like our odds here. They're gaining a lot of life. If we don't find another Shaman, that Prismatic's only going to go so far. Sure. Let's do it. Bonk. Negate that attack. I think you get the artwork from the set generating the token is from. Yeah. I just wish you could choose. Let's do this. Keep in mind, we probably want to keep our mana open quite a bit. Bottom on both of these. Don't really need these. Hey, that's what we wanted to see. Let's bring out some more bait. We'll do this. Stay a bit late. Yield to this. Put this on this. And with 3 mana, How far do we go with this, huh? Let's just pop it now. We'll get rid of this. Cool. Go 21. And I'm not too worried about strands showing up here, so I'll put this on our life generator and go swing for 6. Problem with waiting against tokens, they sit there and just keep gaining life, and that clock doesn't do us any favors. So I've got them in the teens now, so with a deck that gains a lot of life. Ah, it's another fountain. Outside of the new cards, meaning the unicorn, I'm not saying it's a bad card. I haven't seen him play bodyguard or like, you know, kind of a protection package. So I really like this guy's or girl's list. Okay. And that's why we stacked steel on the Guardian there, because one of their only outs for us is that. But with the help of Lifestaff, it's still a 4-4. We got a pretty even race here. As long as more life gain doesn't show up. Of course, that... Yep, there we go. Yeah, Captain Vlad Tepes. My only point is I wish that you could just right-click and choose, like, when generating art for a clue, I want this art, you know. Even the birds. Those birds look wooden to me. I know you zoom in on them, they get a little bit better. Just way too uniform. More like an Azorius bird, not a Celestia background. The aviary. Yes, indeed. I had such fun wins last night in that tournament. The draft that I was playing with Modern Horizons 2. I had so many... my opponent's like at 9, and I'm able to just use like 3 combat tricks and do this, and this results in that, and get a +1/+1 counter, and boom, this goes through, and then I reinforce this, and just bam, exactly 9, and then the next game, boom, exactly 6, and that's all I could do, and it was good times. I hope he's got an Anthem now. We're feeling pretty safe. I don't know if that was a bit of a misplay with the second Guardian thrown at the bottom, because it'd be nice to have a Prismatic Strands backup that isn't susceptible to Journey to Nowhere, but whatever. I'm going to try to play patient with that Strands and just wait for him to pull the trigger. As we know, 3 of the cards out of the 4 in his hand is probably going to exhaust him here, seeing our defensive package is mostly for the ground. Maybe there's a way to make white out work in this. I don't think there is, but I think you'd have to abandon a lot of the other synergies for it. And that's what Galvanic Blast is for, right? Of course, there's now there are a lot of protection from red flyers out there, but they all have 1 toughness. The original Battle Screech from Judgment had no token from it. Yeah. All right, we'll take 8. Unless he's going to, like, cast Charge. I think that's a white instant for 1. Alrighty. Coming on over. Disenchant would really ruin our day here. Slow our roll, however you want to call it. Another Witching Well would be ideal here. Back in the day, says Dreamer's Jingle, I would use pennies. Heads for untapped, tails for tapped. There are these tokens my son has, and I guess they're pretty hard to find. I'm sure they're not online, but at least here locally in the stores, they said that there's kind of a rush on them. They just say +1/1, +2/2, and God, everybody wants them. The proprietor every week says, yeah, we just... Not that they can't keep them on the shelves. I guess their supplier's just like out of them. Alrighty. Boy, Alfred Hitchcock would really like our opponent's side of the board here. I think anyone under 30 or maybe even 40 doesn't get that reference. Unless you're a film student. What do we have here? What's coming at us? We've even got options against harsh sustenance here. Okay. What else is this other thing here? Gain vigilance. Okay, well, we don't really care about that. And we don't know what that mystery card is. Hey, I got it all right. All right. 2, 3. We'll just do this for white. Now I really hope I get like a bodyguard. So I can sack it to Journey, and then get Prismatic back. Another reason things like Mold Drifter and stuff we're not playing, because we kind of have to lean on Prismatic here. So our creatures outside of the Shaman are all white. Hey, cool. Boop, boop. I'll do this. We'll attack here. And now if he's got another Silver Flame Ritual, we can do that. I think that's one of the worst cards, Anthem-wise. It's just too clunky. Glorious Anthem's a lot better. Charge is even better. Ramosian Rally is really good. If he drops a land and does it, then I will let this through. But otherwise, no. Okay. Well, we got lethal here unless he just goes Nova. Can't let him be doing that. No life for you. We'll go like this. Boop. Now we know what that other card is. Oh, you know what? I take that back. Silver Flame Ritual, I apologize. I thought that was a temporary effect. I did not read that it puts a counter on them. I apologize. It's always such a shut the door card that I just figured that's that. So this is not over by any means. Can we even withstand this? We're at 26. That's 16, 22. Yeah, we can take this damage. I'll just take it. All right. You can't block me. Two, 4, 8, 16, 22. Just checking again. Yep, I'll just let this through. It's a lot. But if we draw a land, we've got to play to our outs here. Apologies, Mr. Silver Flame Ritual. I had it wrong. Okay. Now there's no dude out, so I guess I'll just do this here. And I can attack here. Yeah, we'll do that. Go up to 8. And just for the life's sake, I'll put this on the Shaman. In case he casts Journey, I can at least trip it, gain some life, and then activate Strands before it grabs the Galina's Knight. One card left. I think we're going to game 3. 7 minutes on our opponent's, 8 for us. Going to be a close one indeed. This is when you're so glad they're not playing red. Maybe they've got Prismatic too, and they still got us. Never know. I think they'd be attacking with just about everything, though. Boink, boink. Click nice and slow. White. Hiya. What's that mystery card in our opponent's hand? What is it? Well, it could be a Harsh Sustenance on my upkeep. That'd be pretty cool. Let's not negate that. What happened to my voice there? Good grief. Well, we have no options, so we're just going to attack. Oh my gosh, look what I just did. Oh wait, okay, I didn't punt. We just got to go all out here. I thought our opponent had 4 and I forgot to equip, but I didn't. Are we going to game 3? Or did they have a fog effect? Drum roll, please. Hey, all right. We still haven't lost. Let's see if we can keep it up with game 3. 7 minutes. We're only a minute ahead. That Silver Flame Ritual is pretty cool. Is Silver Flame Ritual an instant? Someone answer that for me. I would appreciate it. Although I don't think it's worth bringing in pretty much anything else about that. Nah. We'll just leave it like it is. Sorcery. I thought so. A little too powerful to be an instant. Hiya. Boy, my bladder's really holding in there. I usually have taken a bathroom break or 3 by now. We have... Oh, for those of you that like... Every few months I run the... when new sets come out, I like to run my fake set predictions and bans and stuff, and we have that queued up. We'll keep this... Sure. Right. go. I'll go grab a... I don't know what we're going to grab. I want that get out of hand. There we go. I'll do that. But I do need some more libations. Hawk showing up. Doing the work early. Let's see. How many are going in your hand? Is it going to go all the way back up to 7? Gotta love Squadron Hawk for that, boy. Turns those bad hands into, hey, this is a good hand. 3 cards showing up. All right. Well, we know what those 3 are. We might as well nix them now. Put this here. And away we go as we take one. Oh, okay. Don't attack. Fine by me. Speed's the issue here. I'm going to actually play this now. It's fine. I guess we can... Let's Preordain. Let's go find a Guardian. Bodyguard's cool, but not that cool. We could save him from himself. We need some artifacts, though. I'll say bottom and top, I guess. Yeah. Just prevent him from doing anything but the Squadron Hawk plan. Hopefully. Maybe he drops a journey here. Really set us back by having to pitch our own land here, but whatever. I want to at least make it a 2 for 2. Maybe work in a... I'll trade evenly with the Souls Attendant here if he wants to attack with it. Nope. I might even attack into him. Yeah. What do you think of that, Copper? Woo. Get our life aboard, I guess. Can't think too long on this, can I? We'll rock like this. No sense in this. Let's we'll go grab more blue. There we go. Sure. Let's see. He's like, what on earth? I don't know if that's worth that or not. I'd rather kill the life gaining potential here. So I'm going to do this and bit of a blah play, but whatever. We've got Steal the Godhead showing up. Hopefully there's not a journey. Just because of the time issue, I'm kind of going to put my foot on the gas and just see if he's got it. Now, I thought of playing like spells like Turn Aside, but you've always got to sit around and have the mana, whereas Bodyguard sits there and presents the problem and has a lot of other neat scenarios and inner workings. So there's no life critters, which I'm happy about. I didn't want him to drop like another one and just start going off. And we'll use our Wildfire if we get the mana for it. The right scenario here. Okay, feeling a little more bulletproof, I guess would be the word. But we're going to run out of time if we wait dilly-dally too long. Let's hope he doesn't have much, because right now we've got an even swing scenario. But I'm afraid we're going to see Journey Hawk. That will suck. But it did buy us a nice swing there, huh? I like to call this deck the solution. A lot of times when red's running rampant or... But make no mistake, as I said about an hour ago, burn can be tough for this list. So much so I've even thought of playing COP red in the sideboard, but our Lifestaffs usually get us there. Okay, I think we're safe from abhorrent life gain as well as what do you call... What's the word I'm looking for, everyone? Well, we've got Prismatic to hold us back. I really thought we were going to see Harsh Sustenance there. Okay, let's Preordain. I really like Blast, but not here. Bottom, I guess we'll do top. I'll do this again. Come on, come on. Yeah, that's all right. See bottom. I'm going to say bottom on this too. We really need to hit some more land here. No thanks to our... I like this. Really like this. Now we're journey proof. And we've got Prismatic backup. So even though we kind of nixed our lands to prevent a lot of life gain, which they Probably be at about 20 right now. Is the silver flame in the hand again? Looks like it is. Look at this. As our robot pimps out our channel. Oh, never mind. It's just a bunch of that. Hey, at least it's not life gaining. Alrighty. Boy, those 3 cards. We don't know what they are because Squadron Hawk's been played. Cooper the Red, I'm reading backwards. I apologize. Well said, my friend. I sure did, and it's sitting right here. Woo! Nice and burnt. Actually, I got this new little camera set up. What's this? Here we go like this. And I think it's this one. And then we go back to this one. Right? I think I'm still back to the camera frame. Alrighty. 17, 4 to 4. Here we go. Ew, don't like this. I can't chance that. I just gotta come on over. We'll do that. Really wish we just hit a mountain there or something. Madison won. Yeah, that was, I think, Nim or somebody said, you know, it would have been a lot funnier if you, like, put some anti-fire thing on it and it didn't light up. I'm like, ah, shoot, I should have thought of that. That would have been a funny little side project. There's the ritual. We don't have long, folks. My hunch was right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. We could still take this, but I don't want to. The tempo, I want to be able to cast stuff this turn. Then we'll play this boop-a-doop boop for white. Bonk. But the problem's still there next turn. Will we still be here? Yeah, you're right. Okay, now I'll do this. Go see what we can see. Come on, show me. That's nice and all. I'm gonna say bottom. I need another strands to realistically kind of stay in this one here. Boop-a-doop. Here we go. Attack. Go up to 25. Get our opponent to 10. Red's nice and all, but I'll be tripping that witching well too here. I've got just enough to pull that off. I'm going to go into shut up mode. More creatures. At least they're not gaining life. More creatures. Is there another Silver Flame ritual? Holy crap, there is. Well, can I even survive this? Let's see. That's 9, 18. I can. I can survive this. Right? That's 9, 18, 21, 23, 25. No, I can't. Yeah, idiot. This, we'll do this. Say white. If I had more time, I could do a little bit better math there. Oh no, we're going to lose, I believe. Trip this, play this, attack like this. No, let's go like that. We can block that, dude. So that's what? 3, that's 12, 15. And 12 more. 22. Minus 3. What a fun game this has been. Pop. Boink. Maths. Pow. And there we go. Dun dun dun. I was hoping it was going to be exactly dead. But we finally have lost, which is good because I'm out of coffee. We've beaten Affinity twice, Burn, and we think, and such. But till then, don't go anywhere. I'll be back with another match. But I'm going to go refill up on my coffee, and I'm going to show you a fake band commercial. If you haven't seen this, it's a coot. Whenever a new set comes out, everybody wants to do those videos on like things or band and prediction lists and stuff like that. So I thought I'm going to look ahead into the future, all the way in. I think it's 2042, with new mechanics and all kinds of craziness. So enjoy. Be back in a sec. First up on our predictions for the banned and restricted list for 2042 should come as no surprise. Barns of Burning. There is a reason this card has become the bane of the Pauper format, spawning tier 1 decks like Barns, Burning Hound, and Super Dummy, just to name a few. Wizards would be crazy to let Barn continue to burn in the Pauper metagame, and we predict it will be banned come Monday. Our ban prediction? 97%. Next on our ban prediction may come as a surprise to some non-tournament regulars out there, but grinders will all rejoice once it's banned. That card is Corvid Contract. Intent decks have dominated Magic since the mid-30s, and this decade is no different. The Contract's ability to create non-specified tokens has been abused recently and caused a surge in Corvid casualties not seen since the days of Hitchcock. While some would argue this card is nothing without bird seedlings, it has proven itself too powerful in a format dominated by intent sorceries. Our ban prediction? 82%. Third on our ban prediction list is Graveborn Gunner. While Courtyard proved too powerful in recent expansions, Courtyard 2 seems just right. Some would argue too right. While Courtyard decks only see play in casual rooms, the additional ability causing target player to be unable to receive puts this right in the banning crosshairs. This card would be great even without the receive ability. With it, we predict it won't be around too long. Our ban prediction? 60%. And if they don't do it this quarter, for sure it will be banned in early 43. Surprised this card is fourth on our list? Well, you shouldn't be. Ever since R&D made that awful Care Bears expansion back in 26, Cute has been on the menu. The good news is that tardigrades have proven to be a fan favorite. The obvious bad news is that Super Reach is always and was always broken beyond repair. Add to that, it has protection from Lignin. You can't go one round in a tournament without seeing some form of Lignin in the player's mana. Our ban prediction? 47%. Cute is on its way out. Last on our ban list is relatively new to tournament play. Get it? But seriously, quantum jokes aside, this card single-handedly made White Weenie triple in strength and potency, and for the last 9 years, quantum decks have been White's domain. Many have suggested this card should be upgraded to a rare given the surge in Goro prices. While we agree, we also agree this card should and will eventually be banned, just not this time around. Sorry, Yivmi players. Your sideboards will continue to suffer the wrath of Quantum for the time being. Get it? Sorry, bad joke. Our ban prediction? 31%. So there you have it, our ban prediction list for the upcoming 2042 Pauper ban list. What do you think will be banned in 2042? Comment in the chat, and thanks for watching Pauperganda.
If you've been arrested, damaged, or killed, call the experienced attorneys at Jace, Gideon, and Vincer. Our lawyers specialize in Azorius law and will fight to give you the justice you deserve. Call 1-800-296-7487 for a free consultation. Even if you've manned a vehicle while hydroblasting, our attorneys are on the stack 24 hours a day.
Goblin, fairy, soldier, or mirror, call Jace, Gideon, and Vincer.
Jace, Gideon, and Vincer. Call today.
And we're back. All right, just in time for our fifth. Here we go. We will lead off with this. Keep this. Hopefully that was new to a few of you. It's my little old man rage at band predictions and stuff, because they are kind of a silly thing. It's like, well, that's your opinion, and 90% of the time it's not going to come true. So it wasted everybody's time. So I figured I'd look into the future and waste even more people's time with 20 years into the future, right? I sure hope I'm wrong in 26 that there's a Care Bear expansion. Although I wouldn't put it past Wizards. Yeah, right. Similar theme. Long ago, Wizards had a watch list for bans. Okay, let's lead off with our best dude here. Whoop. Because he's not an artifact, and in a pinch I need to be able to sacrifice the Outlander to you-know-who. And this next sequence, probably the island for the Preordain and the Bodyguard. Depending. Unless this is that huge super ramp deck, that would really suck. But we're still protected from that 6/3 in theory. Look at the math. Look at the ramp. Suffered our first loss, Shiraz. Reading backwards. Sorry. It was pretty cool though. Hey, what's the bottom? I'll say top. Play it. I still want to make sure we're hitting our lands here. So our opponent's just going wonkers. Yeah. Bottom. I think we have protection from what we need. Let's find a land. Nope. Okay. Well, we can attack here. Start getting some life. I think the plan looks like it's pretty red based. Not quite sure. This, because of that green mana, this might be the Cascade deck. Funny how playable Cleansing Wildfire became, right? Once those were printed. The redundancy now is pretty crazy. Okay, cool. I'll do that. Hopefully we just draw into a land and it makes things a lot easier here. Oh, that sucks. We can at least still play our Outlander, though. And block that all day long. Boink. Okay, well, that blows, but we've at least got defense. Attack. He's like, are you kidding me? My whole deck's red. I think I'm going to play this in the Pauper Classic Tuesday tournament. Just really been having a good time with it. If you're tired of your stuff being screwed with, this is a good deck for you, right? Now, if we could just get our mana right, it'd be nice to pull up a basic here. As it sits, I'll probably just blow up our land, go grab a basic plains, drop the Bodyguard, and hope we don't run into another pillage. Pretty easy decision here as we block the one that hits hardest. Avarax. Every once in a while people build with these, but they're able to not like fill up your hand, but one by one they can get there. I might have to play a little defense here, seeing that we're going to be in single digits if I do not. I like seeing these new ideas show up, hey? Okay, I'll do the same thing here. I'll blow this up. Yes. Let's go grab a plane. Be playing about it. Darn it, I thought that came into play. This one does. Might as well do this. We'll keep back. We're still going to take 3 if a haste dude comes up, but we at least got a way out of this in our Steel of the Godhead play. Going to be close. Another big boarding party comes down. It's going to suck. Double whammy. That's nice mana dump and that pump ability that the Avarax has. Ooh, thing that sucks about life gain. Well, it doesn't get it tougher. Do we sit back on defense with still the Godhead play? Just dare him to come at us with that? I don't know. All right. Well, looks like we're going to take at least 4. Go down to 7. That sucks. There's another one coming our way. See, this is similar to like Burn, where you think like, oh, I got this, and it's like, no, be careful. What do we have here? Okay. And the random award goes to... Ah, boy, am I glad I drew that. 1, 2, 3. And we're back in it, baby. Let's do this slowly. Still the Godhead on this one. Bonk. We'll play this here. We'll attack here. I think I'm just going to have to lose the staff. I don't want to lose my Outlander because our opponent's using so much just red here. What do we got? Are they going to be reckless and throw something else out? Hey, that's great. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Please play another creature, unless you've got some trick I'm not aware of. Yeah, I agree with you, Shiraz. It's nice to see. Okay, well, let us survive. Let's do this, this, and this. Has he got some Anthem effect I'm not aware of? Drawing cards. Look at our mana. It's so terrible. Woo! It's a Red Wrath, baby. That'd be a good name for the deck. Red Wrath. Ouch! Well, I've never experienced this before. Let's go here. Trying to shut the door here as opposed to sit back on defense. Climbing on back. Filigree Familiar is very interesting tech, being that it can block our dudes. Square in the nuts. Yeehaw. Is there another Avarex in our future? If so, we can pull even with the Knight. Well, not so with all the pump abilities here. You guys think's a better name? Krarked, which is definitely what just happened, or Red Wrath, which is kind of what happened, but Wrath takes care of flyers. Just don't. Yeehaw! Nice come from behind. Check that out. Big Red, I'm going to call that. Boop. All right. I think I'm going to bring in Strands. Take out Ring. Staff I like. Wildfire's not going to be that effective except draw against us. I'll take out 2 of those. We've got unkillable lands. It didn't show up there, but Krarked sounds good to me. Yeah, I just think people are going to go, huh? What the hell does that mean? Of course, with an exclamation point. Cause that's me. All right. Boop. So we'll do that. So far, so good. About the only change, you know, the second, like I said earlier, the second you cut that Oblivion Ring is when you need it, or it shows up. And I'm not talking this game. I'm talking like just in general. You know, you see a Pestilence player or something like that, and you're like, son of a gun, or they journey something, and you can go grab the journey and such. But come on, that's like the worst land we've had all day, and the person's on land destruction. I'm logging this. All right, we'll keep. Plays very obvious here. This is a beautiful hand if we hit another basic. That being said, I guess we get rid of I'm going to get rid of the Lifestaff. Done. Seems awkward, but the way this tempo might play out, I think that's the right rollout. Especially with, we saw Pillage, so that seat's probably going to eat a land destruction spell. You'll do this turn. Hiya! Krarked! I have never used that term before. Boop. All right. Now he's probably going to blow up his own land because of what we just did. Saving our seat to at least live on for another day. Okay, not quite the explosivity we saw the first time. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to slow roll this with this. And I'm going to play this because I got a feeling he's sitting back on a Pyroblast. Despite being protected from red through and through, that could be a problem. Hey, that's something a red spell can do. Who knows? Maybe he's on Echoing Truth and wanted to get rid of the Bodyguard, but looks a little reckless. What you got? You going to blow up your land? Is that what we're doing here? All right. Okay, now we've got an opening. Hiya. Okay. Well, let's do the vulnerable land. And we'll bring out the one we care about the most because, again, they might have artifact removal. I imagine it's the sound you make after getting kicked in the nuts. Yeah. Krark! All muffled and just riddled with pain. Saw that one coming. All right. Just let us drop another basic here. Come on, give me a land. Nope. Okay, well, I'll do this to this. And we've still got defense maybe? Okay. Even in Ash Barrens, we could play the Godhead here and hopefully come out ahead. Their land destruction package showed up a little slower this time. For sure, Nim Chimpskey. Okay. Odd card in that list, seeing that it's mostly red. Who knows, maybe they've got some cool little options. So go back up to 20. Protection from Red Tribal. It's doing really well. I've been winning a lot with it. We've only lost to tokens, and that one could have gone either way. But even the Krark-Clan Shaman can get protection because of the hate bears. I call it Krarked because the ability, except for flyers, to wrath the board. It's pretty fun. Funnest, I think it was in the third round. We pro-redded our shaman and wiped the board, and he lived to tell of a tale of another day. But if we put that Steel of the Godhead on, we just shut the door here. But hopefully they're not holding back on Pyroblast for that play. But a lot of, I wouldn't call it lazy deck design because it's efficiency, right? Red just goes anywhere, but there's so many games you just auto win because people lean on red so heavily as a removal. I ran into, and we're doing the same thing, removal. You know what? I'm just going to come in for 4. We got him on a 4-turn clock. It's not worth taking 6. I had to send this list to Methodical and see if he's got any tinkering with the mana to get it just right. So that could really put it over the top. Okay. Well, at least he's not picking on our stuff. So we're feigning like we have a counter spell here. Yeah, if you didn't catch that first game, that was a nail biter. I've had some pretty exciting games today. I've been really happy with it. Boy. All babes for the party. Whoop. Now it's a 2-turn game. Now I got a blocker. Surprised there's no Pyroblast coming our way. After they land, that's about it. I guess you could play some sort of green-based artifact removal for the Outlanders, but it doesn't get around the Knight. I just wish the Knight had better artwork. It's not terrible. Yeah, it is. I don't like it. Sorry, David Martin. This one, badass. All right, what do we got here? Filigree Familiar showing up. Well, that'll take care of one of my dudes. A little bit of his life. I would just love to let's just top deck the Silverbluff Bridge. I don't need much else. Yep. That's to stop the Scourge. It's just about everything else. Alrighty. Basic shows up. That's cool. I guess we can use blue if we want to. We don't need to. We'll put this on this. Now he can't block it. And I think we just have the win here. So you can only block one of these. And the rest of it gets in. Everybody misses that. They see the lifelink. They don't catch the can't be blocked. And once you have a bodyguard out, you're pretty safe from cast down and such. So it's naturally the 2 best removal spots in the format. And we're good to go. Hey, all right. Well, we had that one quitter. So I'm going to play an extra round for y'all because I'm having a good old time. But before I do, I'm going to be right back after this, and we'll come back for the last round.
Attention Propaganda Nights! Show your love of all things Papa with our Ultra Deluxe Playmats. And true to our Papa roots, the glorious artwork is 100% free.
The accoutrement that you will need. Accoutrement? What is that?
Just send an email to propaganda@gmail.com with the subject 1, 2, or 3, and we'll send you the playmat file for free. All you need to do is visit our friends at inkgaming.com. Order yours today.
And we're back for the last game. Win, lose, or quit. Woo. Yeah, we beat an affinity twice. Burn and big red artifact haste awesomeness cascade. Lost a really close one to white weenie tokens. Air power was too much. The narwhal. Let's see what our opponent's doing. Crazy Tails is taking crazy long. It has been 35 seconds. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we like this. A little shy on red. You know what? Maybe this needs one more red basic. We'll keep this. Man, it looks pretty good. Be nice to have one red source in there. I think I'll do that. I'm going to swap island for a mountain. Because Cleansing Wildfire early with any indestructible will help us get the rest of the equation. So, and we got Preordains and good stuff, but my goodness, a minute 10 to keep your hand. I hope they're on Tron. I take that back. I never hope anybody's on Tron. Oh, here we go. This is when we really do need a red and Krark-Clan Shaman showing up immediately. But we can feign a little slowness here. And game one, the Shaman can get there because they don't have Gut Shot. But that's why I run all 4 of my bodyguards for cast down and other reasons. Krarked. Yeah. All right. Hey, you know, I'm glad we've seen Affinity, and now we're seeing Storm, the 2 kind of boogeymen on the metagame right now. And I have been beating them, and hopefully I can show you guys this. You and your chittering rats. All right, let's slow roll this to this. We might as well play this. More artifacts for the party. Now, our Cleansing Wildfire might do some work here, and I'm going to use it just because I need to. We're not feigning any sort of threats here, so Storm's usually going to just kind of chill. Sometimes when you play impressive lists, like my Charbelcher list from last week, I've got 12, 14 power out right now, and that's when they go off, and they usually can get there. Sometimes it's better to kind of act a little meek, sneak in there, don't show them everything, that sort of thing. Hey, if you can, just take a quick moment and let somebody in the Magic community that doesn't know about propaganda know about us, because we're kind of low man on the totem pole in a lot of ways, and I think our fans stick around for good once we get them, but I don't know why. Sometimes they don't. Okay, are they doing it? Maybe they're just slow rolling the, maybe they got double combo and they're just going to bring a little bit of it up. I don't know. Or they're ghosting us and they know we might be able to do some mean stuff. Flusterstorm. There is that blue storm, isn't there? Legal in Pauper, I think. It counters everything and then storm. Isn't there a blue storm card that, but it's just costs so much. All right, let's see what we're going to have here. Am I high? Is that modern? Let's see. We've got a ritual showing up. I really do like some of these different bordered cards. I really like that etched, kind of like just scribbled in with silver, or I mean just pencil. Oh, it's so cool looking. Okay, I like this. We've got Luton showing up. Senso Needle there. There's a bog. Here a bog, everywhere a bog. All right. I think, Yeah, let's blow up the land first. I'll go after the bog. Well, he doesn't have any ability to do that. So let me pull this one off here. I think this is the right call. I think it's that one's going to go anyway. We take away the ability to make green. He's probably got the thing, but we don't see a Metamorphosis there and such. So again, we're not presenting any sort of clock here, so hopefully they just chill. All right, show us. No, I don't want any of this. Bottom. We play 4 Krark-Clan Shamans. We got a Witching Well. We've got Preordains. So this is when we need it. Of course, games 2 and hopefully 3 we'll know that, and we can mulligan to get it. And the Bodyguard. Hindering Touch, that's the one. Hey, I'm not crazy. Thank you, Dreamer Stingo and Nim Chimpskey. Johnny on the spot. Did Little Fight disappear? Is he playing hooky? He's probably cooking up a storm. Oh, he's there. I thought I caught you sleeping, buddy. Woo! We were going to play D&D the other night, but something fell through. Pretty great. Waiting for my pizza. Yeah. Oop. Ha. One of my favorite things to eat, speaking of food, is spaghetti squash. And it's out of season now. I had like an 8-month run where it was pretty steadily my lunch of choice. And then now it's disappeared. I've seen it here and there. And then when I buy it, it's a little hard. Hopefully it comes back around. Man, there's this we have a 99-cent store in town that I just love, because normally it's a bunch of janky stuff. Little Fight's been there, but ours is really cool, and it's mostly produce, and it's really good stuff. And so I mean, I get like a spaghetti squash like that for $1, and I chop it in half, and that's my lunch. I put some really good salsa in it and a little bit of, I don't know, sour cream or something to kind of make it more like a spaghetti sauce that's nice and spicy, and good times. Very healthy times, too. One of the reasons I lost all that weight. Yeah, I'm streaming D&D on Thursdays with a group. Feel free to plug it, my friend. As is our way. Hey, and since we've got so many live viewers, if you want really good, I don't know, what's Kismet or Karma, whatever you want to call it, go check out Chid3, CHID3 on YouTube, and urge him, if you see him in the chat, to keep making videos. Really good mind in Magic. We're not affiliated, nothing, but we like to promote people that aren't us for no reason other than to just spread the love of the format. And he's not somebody you want to see go away. Another one's Doc Anime from way back. I mean, like 2008. He stopped playing Pauper in about 2009 or 10. Really good mind. Used to write some really good. He's still online a lot. About every 8 months or so, I'll drop him a little private chat. Says, Pauper misses you. Leave it at that. Who knows? I think we're going to see a lot of chittering going on. I ran into a strange thing in the draft last night. I had the Squirrel Lord or whatever it is, and I had Proliferate natural +1/1 counters on it, and then it got +1 for the squirrels. And I think it cost me a probably first place, because my opponent made all these squirrels, and then we killed them, and then we realized, oh, this would have died in combat. But it's like, not all of those were just that ability. Some of them were just +1/1 counters, and it just died. And I think that would have kept me alive. So note to self and to all of you, I'll just quit here. Not going to show them our tech. Let's see how far away Krark was. That's an L. I'm really disappointed we didn't. That's why I packed 4 of them. But just keep your tokens straight. Draw a card. All right, begin. Okay, we do want this. This is a bit long-winded. This is really long-winded. We like this. Staff isn't going to do anything. This opens up some issues here. We already have 4 of these main, and we've spoken ad nauseum as to why. Shenanigans, no. 2 Dispels, probably. Relic does not too much. I'd rather have Dispel. I don't know. You think Relic's worth it, guys? I don't. Now, Bodyguard is. They're going to be bringing in... well, maybe they won't. They didn't see any red, so maybe they won't. We might be safe playing less of that. I want to see our combo when we find it. That's how we shut the door. This will help find. Hey, I like those. I like this. I guess we'll get rid of a... Yeah, Echoing Truth, though, gets duressed. I'm trying to build a way that they duress or they gut shot, and this kind of gets around that. So I'll lose a Godhead. You know what? Oh, never mind. I'll probably lose a Blast instead. That's true. Cannonade would be nice, but... You know, if Storm goes away, there you go. Just pack that, and then you've got the Fairy Bait. But you're right, Cannonade's a pretty nice... yeah, I want to play first. Come on, we need Krark. Well, we've got our mana. We can maybe find Krark. I'm going to mulligan this. Storm's just too fast. Got double Preordain. I'll keep this. Not happy about it. Do have Dispel. I got Preordain. Keep. I think we get rid of this. Done. Dang. It's always the way, isn't it? It's when your deck will hiccup is when you need it the most. No kidding, Nim Chimpskey. We've seen multiples all day long. Obvious reasons. We're running 4 and quite a bit of draw. But now it's hiding. Which led me to think, if this wasn't so filled at the 2 spot, I might try out Impulse. I think it'll be banned too. And because you said that Galgad, I think is how you pronounce it. I am of the opinion... Or that's also why I played this week. I think it might be banned that soon, and so I wanted to, I didn't want to bring this next week and go, hey, remember when Storm was relevant? This is a pretty good deck against it. It's like, well, all right, bottom. Krark, where are you hiding? Good grief. Gonna Preordain again and not find it again? What's going on? And drop that Bodyguard and keep him safe from gut shot, and we're good to go. Got the 2 artifact lands to pitch. We can rebuild. Clark-Clan Shaman always vanishes in times of danger. This is maddening. Not just this game, the first one too. What's he got here? Sign in Blood. 2 floating. Yep. They're probably going off next turn. And we can defend if we draw good. Let's see. Well, I'm going to actually do this into this because I can do the Bodyguard and Shaman if I find it. Thank God. Jeez. Top for life. Top. Okay. Play the Bodyguard. He's like, oh, okay. Play the Shaman. I can at least keep him safe. Yes, but Dengaled, you should like this list then, because the creatures are pretty strong. Being that 50% of removal is usually red, and we're already based against that, and then Bodyguard's got your back, and the Shaman cleans up the rest. So this is the conundrum, right? They duress you here when you're holding Echoing Truth, when you're holding any sort of volley effect. And they still go off, and then you're screwed. The only way they get around Shaman is with gut shot. So now they need 2 gut shots. Take them 4 life to get. Go and get. All right. I'm going to just play the Barrens. And we'll go white on this. A little bit of damage. We've got Dispel back up for 1 gut shot. So now he needs 3 gut shots. Or, we'll be forced to counter first day of school, which if he double cast that, then we'd have to trip the Outlander. Again, keep in mind, if you're just joining us, this is an artifact too, so in a real big pinch, you can actually, we've got a Wrath for 3 here, and we can keep him alive. How so, you may say? Because we throw the bodyguard at the shaman and say, Red, you're protected from your own flames. It's like cooking with fireproof gloves on. Pauper Gandalf. Pumpkin Knight, I like it. That'd be a good little card frame. I'm going to write that down. Thank you for that. P-E-R-G-A-N-D-A-U-L-F. Here we go. Should we counter this? Nah. We're going to counter first day if we can. Oh, gut shot, really. That's when we want our land destruction to show up. That life gain's not really relevant because they hit for so much. If it does sneak through, it's mostly to speed up the clock 4 turns once that Outlander starts going crazy. But they might not have seen the. They might not have gut shot because we didn't show red, if I remember right, in game 1. Okay. That clock's getting closer and closer. So what do you guys think? I'm really liking this list. I've played similar versions of this over the years. I actually won a couple tournaments with it. Got first in the PCT with it. When Ephemerate first came out, I used a Mold Drifter Ephemerate package, and things were a bit different, but pretty resilient. Like I said, you run up against walls, Stumpy, heck, even a Delver. The life gets you there, and Bodyguard keeps it safe, and those birds or guys can only go so far when you're able to kill the ninjas all the time. Oops, sorry about that. Metal meets metal on microphone base. Not good. Well, here we go. This is going to get exciting. All right. All right, first day shows up. Faithless Looting. I'll counter the first days because they technically could get up to like 4 unless we get another artifact, and then we're kind of out of the woods. Well, no, I guess the squirrels could technically get to 5/5. So until we get 5 artifacts out, we've only got 3 right now. We're not safe. Woo-wee! We're going to be seeing a nice big old turn next turn. 2 Metamorphosis down. No, not down. There's one that he's going to be casting next turn. So this is cool because if he doesn't have gut shot, see, we've got double shaman play here. If he goes off on squirrels here, we can, now there's 2 first day of, at least. There might be another one in his hand. So scary times. Because of that, we got to make sure to tap our artifact lands and not the others. Okay. I'd rather keep this open. I could do 4. So very important here. I'm going to tap my artifacts here for the Godhead. I'm going to go like this. I could put it on this. That'd be pretty dumb. I'll keep our spell back here. Again, this is just to speed up the clock, not much else. We might as well attack. Hiya! I just don't know in this metagame why you wouldn't run all 4 of these just main. I said a few weeks back too when the cards were just first showed up. It's very relevant too to have Shenanigans main if your deck can allow for it, because it's almost never dead. Especially if you got a way, you know, like Faithless Looting to just toss it. All right. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I know we've got lots of options out there with Pauper content and such, but hopefully you find a home here and join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time. Heading out with a friend, Nim Chimpskey. Yep, I'm right behind you, my friend. Have a great weekend. Hopefully my fight prediction's right. And hopefully we can win this 3rd game. I think we got this one, unless they got some new technology I'm not aware of. We're waiting on first day. That's the only thing worth countering here. Assuming he's got all 4. Ba-ba-ba-dum. Tons of mana. Digging for stuff. There's that. I will counter that immediately. There's no reason to wait. There's one down. We know he's got another. Okay, now they're 2/2s. Watch them have all 3 of the others. They're 4/4s. Thanks to that Galvanic Blast, we've got lethal, but it's not going to work because of our, we won't have any red sources after these squirrels land, if they land. Might not need it at this rate. Sure is pretty when it works, which is often. I honestly thought by now they would have banned it. Three cards left. Everybody's biting their nails. Ugh. I think that's 3, right? Which will make it a 4/4. Normally, I've got 4 artifacts as it sits now. If that is a 3/3, we still got a chance, but I think that was the 4th one, isn't it? I'm getting just dizzy. I guess we'll see here, right? How many of these hit? Yep, he's out of reach. So we've got 1, 2, 3 we could pop, which clears it out. So there you go. That's the very first time I've lost to this list, believe it or not. I've faced it about 6 times before this. It's always been enough. I usually see Shaman in game 1, and you take game 1. Game 2, the Bodyguard comes into play. But hey, it's Magic, and that happens. And that also showcases how stacked we are against Storm, and you can still lose to it. And then similar things happen with Burn too. So many decks are relying on rituals. Interesting. So yeah, I'm really liking this list. I might change like 1 staff, 1 ring, but I'm not quite sure for what yet. But again, we'll go over this here real quick. We'll call it a day. I call it Krarked because we're running all 4 of these. Why? We can keep them alive with this. Wrath things. Our stuff lives usually easily. We gain a lot of life. It's unblockable. This also works on the Guardian. We can grab stuff that slips through. We can pick on Tron game 1. And if they don't care about their lands, then we don't either. We go grab our own stuff and start building up tempo, which is nothing new. Preordain helps get you there, as does Witching Well, which we can sack to the Shaman. We got these fall removal and 2 life staffs to keep us alive against some other things. You know, we could pop Bodyguard as we saw earlier and things like that. So anyway, yeah, hope you guys liked it. I'm going to be probably playing this all weekend. I'm really liking it. I'm sure, you know, follow us on Facebook and whatnot, and I'll post like maybe an updated list, but it's not going to change too much. I really think this is close to being like kind of a silver bullet for the format. But magic happens, man, and that's we just saw that with Storm. That's really frustrating as a deck builder because, like I said, now I'm 6-1 against it, so that sucks. Yeah, I got my little stat right here. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me and all that stuff. Same time, same place next week. Please spread the word and like, subscribe, YouTube, Twitch, all that good stuff. Get a playmat, send us a picture, pauperganda@gmail.com. We'll put you in the promo. And if you got anything you want to share with us, pauperganda@gmail.com, and etc. Anyway, guys, that will do it. I'll see you next time. Adios.